All right, let's get show on the road here this morning. Good morning again. I'm Tom Hintz. I'm chairman of the Ethics Event Committee. And on behalf of the Foundation's Health and Wholeness, I welcome you to the 12th Annual Ethics Awards Luncheon. Now, please welcome our Master of Ceremonies, Bill Jartz, the evening news anchor for WBAY TV. And actually, Bill is one of the reasons that I watch him on the evening news, because he puts a bit of humor into the evening news, and it's not quite as depressing as it ought to be. So Bill, keep up the good work. Bill Jartz.
Pretty good deal for only $50, wasn't that? That was a heck of a deal. Tom, thank you for the kind words, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 12th Annual Ethics and Business Awards Luncheon, and truly delighted, incredible audience here. I think maybe the biggest one ever, north of about 600 people, I think is what we're expecting. So good to come on in and join us. Don't worry about it. We'll just keep things rolling along here today. Two very important subjects we're going to touch base on today. One of them is obviously ethics and how very, very important that is today in so many different fields. And the other one is mental health. Again, something that probably gets glossed over a little bit more than it should, because we always talk about the health of your body and cancer, things like that. Well, sometimes we forget to deal with the mental aspect of it. So today we're going to touch on those two very, very important items. Quick show of hands. Now, how many people talk about ethical leadership in their school or business workplace? Raise your hand. Very good. Very good. Another question, how many people realize that our ethical leadership impacts our mental well-being now at workplaces, schools, and out in the community as well, how the two are tied together? Man, perfect. We've got the right audience today, my goodness. You get it. And during our time together today, we're going to bring these values home and clearly stress that how important they are and how nice it is that we have such shining examples in our community to make it come to life. Some thank yous. We begin today. George Kress from Green Bay Packaging Foundation founded Foundation's Health and Wholeness 54 years ago to help out people in our community heal their mind and their spirit. Green Bay Packaging and the George Kress Foundation introduced the Ethics Awards over a decade ago and remain the founding sponsor of this wonderful event. We'd also like to thank Associated Bank for the generous presenting sponsor award. Thank you for making this luncheon a reality and all the things you do to celebrate the good things in our community as well. Our major sponsors this year include Aaron's Company. It's got to be the biggest user of orange paint in the world. Bellin Health, the law firm of Conway, Olenichik, and Jerry. The Green Bay Packers Give Back. Only don't give it back on the field, guys. Just give back to the community. HSHS St. Vincent, St. Mary's Hospitals, and of course St. Norbert College. In addition, on the screen, if you would take a moment to see some of our supporting sponsors as well. We appreciate all their efforts, and how about a nice round of applause for all those great people to make today possible. We encourage you all to share pictures and comments on social media. Tag us at Foundations HW with an S, and use the hashtag Ethics Awards with an S 2019 in your post. And now the man that makes it all possible, please welcome, if you would, Ryan Good, the president and CEO of Foundations. Ryan.
Well, thank you for joining us at the 12th Annual Ethics Award. It's a pleasure to be amongst you all today. And today is about honoring our award recipients and our award finalists. And thank you to our sponsors and all of our guests for making just this time a reality. So it's much appreciated. For those of you who are new at this event, Foundations is a counseling and foster care organization, and we have such innovative staff and such a mission-focused board that it's our desire to provide the highest quality mental health services and reduce barriers, increasing accessibility for all in our community who need mental health care regardless of their ability to pay. So you being here really supports the work to do that, and so it's much appreciated. As a quick show of hands, how many people here today have someone, either friends, family, or even ourselves, who have been affected just by mental health issues? Yeah, look at the prevalence of mental health and challenges in our community. And so let's honor those individuals today as we talk about the values of ethical leadership, because we know that Our values impact our well-being, and it has a ripple effect on the entire community. So at this point, I'd like to honor and congratulate this year's ethics finalists. Their values impact our community's collective well-being. I ask that individuals and representatives from these organizations please stand as I call your name and remain standing. And please hold your applause until I have read all of the names. In the individual category, Kate Burgess, Tana Koss, Steve Meyer, and Laura Mazakowski. In the business category, Fox Communities Credit Union and Ryan Funeral Home. In the nonprofit category, Brown County Aging and Disabilities Resource Center, specifically the Grounded Cafe, Greater Green Bay Habitat for Humanity, the Green Bay Area Public School District, Unity Hospice. In the youth category, Emily Baines, Jimena Sanchez Hernandez, and Raquel Quevedo Vasquez. Let's congratulate them on their well-deserved recognition. Great. And by the very nature of their values, they are reluctant to talk about themselves. So I get the honor today of shining a light on them now. These individuals and these organizations have really made some courageous ethical decisions and ethical behaviors in our community. And here's just some of the themes that stick out from the recipients and finalists. They will at times sacrifice profits and competitive advantage when it means helping people and the environment. They quietly lead programs that pay for services they aren't required to provide simply because they are the right things to do. They often ask themselves and others, how do we make this life the best we can? They are transparent. They know how to have crucial conversations when working with people who may not share the same values. They help their competitors. They wear honesty and respect as badges, and they do what's right no matter the sacrifice. So isn't that some impressive themes from this year's group? If someone came to mind in your life when you heard some of these attributes, we encourage you to tell that person how they've made an impact on you from the things you've observed. We actually have some pay it forward stickers on your table. You can keep one for yourself to remind you of this moment, or give it to someone else when you get back to the office or school today. One of the values that Foundations has, and a truth that the Foundation staff has really embraced, is that no matter what chair you are in, you have a sphere of influence. You have the ability to be ethical leaders, no matter your role within an organization or within a community. And so once a month, we actually talk about, as a staff, how others have added value above and beyond their job descriptions to make our clients' lives better, to make our work atmosphere better, and to make our community better. And so I know there are plenty of stories throughout this community of just high-quality ethical behaviors happening, things that are greatly improving the quality of life for us all in our community. And next year, we'll actually be enhancing the format of this event to be a little bit more inclusive in terms of capturing these stories that are happening throughout our community. We'll also be launching our ethics and well-being opportunities throughout the year, and not just at this event. So those are some exciting things that are coming for this next year, and so stand by. Speaking of community, there is a generous charitable foundation in our community, the J.J. Keller Foundation, that has pledged to double all financial gifts through the end of the year, up to a total of $15,000, including gifts given today For every dollar you give, they will give an equal dollar to the children, adults, and families who need mental health care but otherwise can't afford it. On your table is a donation envelope and information about the text to give. So now with that, we would like to mix things up this year and present 2 ethics awards before lunch. So I would like to invite Dr. Grant Rosaboom from St. Norbert College to come up.
Hello, I'm Grant Rosaboom, and I, along with Dr. Ben Chan, have the great privilege of, and challenge, of teaching ethics courses at St. Norbert, and we also had the great honor of co-chairing the award selection committee this year. Being a part of this process really does give you a deep appreciation for the depth and kind of moral leadership that's present in members of our community. And I also want to take the time to thank all of the selection committee members whose names and affiliations you can find on the back of your program. There's a lot of thought and time that they spent in selecting the final award recipients this year. So I hope as we move forward, you're as inspired by the finalists and recipients as we have been. I'm going to recognize each of the first 2 recipients and invite them to come to the stage and accept the award and say a few words. So we're going to start in the youth category. So for the youth recipient, we recognize Jimena Sanchez Hernandez. And presenting the award to Jimena is Jaime Alvarez, last year's Youth Award recipient.
Thank you. I'm very honored to receive this award. I'm very happy. I really did not expect this, and I'm really thankful. And I would not have done it without the help of those around me, my mom and my dad who is here with me. I really want to thank my teachers at Green Bay East and my coaches at New Scholars. They have always helped me all throughout middle school and high school. And to me, this award is a reminder of how I have impacted my community and will be a reminder to keep impacting my community positively. Thank you.
And how smart you think it is. All actions have an effect. If I know that what I'm doing is right, I will be at peace with myself. I think people won't know or maybe won't notice if there's an issue unless we speak about it. Sometimes there's a barrier between adults and students. If students don't bring up what they think are issues or what they feel are issues, then maybe others around them won't know.
As a student at Green Bay East High School, Jimena is a natural-born leader who knows the value of doing the right thing. She consistently demonstrates a respect for others and a commitment to excellence beyond her years.
I want to be a leader for my sister. She looks up to me, and I want to be a good example for her and make sure I lead her on the right direction. I want her to follow in that path, too. I hope she's nominated too someday.
For the remarkable example she sets and her compassion for others, Foundations Health and Wholeness is excited to recognize the youth recipient of the 2019 Ethics Award, Jimena Sanchez Hernandez.
As a professor in ethics, that's a reminder that sometimes you have as much to learn from your students as you could hope to offer them. It's great to see. We're going to move now to the nonprofit category, and in that category, we recognize the Green Bay Area Public School District as the 2019 recipient.
When I hear the term ethics, I think of our moral purpose in education, ensuring that every child, all children in the Green Bay area public schools are served well. When I look at the magnitude of the work and the ethical decisions that have to be made each day by every classroom teacher, by every leader in a school, by every playground monitor, I really shine a light on how many ethical decisions have to be made each day serving children and families.
Fairness and equality are two of the most important ethical principles at the Green Bay Area Public School District, and Superintendent Michelle Langenfeld is committed to putting ethics and values at the forefront of each day.
We really need to invest in our children and engage them in critical conversations and afford them the ability to critically think around and address ethical issues. We care so deeply about our children, and we're so committed to ensuring that they have what they need for success.
For empowering their teachers and students to make decisions that exemplify honor and ethics, Foundations Health and Wholeness recognizes the Green Bay Area Public School District as the 2019 nonprofit recipient of the Ethics Award.
Accepting the award on behalf of the Green Bay Area Public School District is Superintendent Dr. Michelle Langenfeld. Presenting the award is Brent Rubel of Scholarships, Inc., last year's nonprofit award recipient.
Wow. Today, I am most honored and humbled to accept this award on behalf of the Green Bay Area Public Schools. We are most grateful to Foundations Health and Wholeness, to our community and our business partners, to all of the sponsors, and to all of you, to each of you, our community. I would also like to acknowledge all the nominees in this category who are also most deserving. And a special congratulations to our student from East High School, Jimena Sanchez Hernandez, recipient of the Youth Award. This award is very important to us because it's a recognition of our extraordinary staff, our administrators, our Board of Education, and our students each engage in everyday ethical decision-making to ensure that every child has what they need to be well served. As a public school district, it is our moral as well as ethical imperative to serve all children well, no matter what their life circumstance. In the Green Bay Area Public Schools, we serve more than 21,000 students from ages 3 to 21. And each day, more than 3,000 employees are challenged to make ethical decisions on behalf of the children and families we serve. This is not always easy. Here's our reality. We serve children who have lived through extensive trauma. Some of our children have actually experienced waking up in the morning and going to bed at night with the sound of gunfire. Some of our children have been in refugee camps upward of 7 years. We serve children who live in trauma each and every day and currently have life circumstances that implicate and interfere sometimes with their learning. We serve children from families with limited resources, where parents work multiple jobs, working tirelessly to keep a roof over their heads, and they don't always have the time or the resource or money to access medical, dental, and mental health care. We serve children from households whose first language is not always English, and so the opportunity to ensure that they have access and opportunity sometimes is limited because of language barriers. We serve a whole host of very compelling needs, and our goal always is to ensure that every child, regardless of their life circumstance, can find their pathway to a very bright future. And so to that end, our incredible staff work tirelessly to not only prioritize the district's limited financial and human capital resources, but also to do our very best, working in partnership with you, our community, as we seek additional resources to support each and every child we serve on their educational journey. We stand strong on our core values of equity, excellence, and engagement to root our decisions every day as we work through issues focused on religious practices, immigration status, homelessness, student mobility, developing global citizens, student discipline, and social and emotional learning practices. I am very proud to be part of a school district that has a vision for and a belief in every child that deserves access to and opportunity for a high-quality public education, which will prepare them for a very bright future of their choice. I'm also very proud to be part of a school district and a community that honors and recognizes ethical practices and the work that we do together to bring hope, to ensure safety, health, and wholeness to the students, families in our community we are very fortunate to serve. I leave you with a quote from my mother. It's one of her better ones, I might say. She had a lot of them. Anyway, she used to say to us all, I come from a fairly large family, she'd say, the world isn't a good enough place for any of us if it's not a good enough place for all of us. On behalf of the Green Bay Area Public Schools, we thank you. We thank you for joining us in our collective vision. By working together in partnership, we can ensure that every single member of our community, our world right here, is a good enough place for all of us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dennis Bueller, and I'm not only the president and CEO of the Greater Green Bay Community Foundation, but, as Michelle knows, I'm a very proud Green Bay Southwest graduate. So, and I can proudly say I really wouldn't be here today without that education, so thank you, Michelle. In partnership with the Ethics and Business Awards, and as a component of the Nonprofit Impact Initiative, we established the Excel Award, establishing excellence in nonprofit leadership. This award is given to nonprofit organizations in the Ethics Award category for organizational leadership training opportunities. And we've heard from past recipients that this award has helped them in strengthening their capacity for impact in very exciting and new ways. So with that, we in the Foundation are proud to present this year to the Green Bay Public School District the Excel Award and a grant to the amount of $5,000.
A bit of an audible there. I didn't know that was coming. Kind of jumped the gun. Sorry about that. Congratulations to our two award winners so far today. We have a couple more to come, so again, sit tight. In addition to this luncheon, today's high school students and government officials participated in the annual Good Ethics Day Forum. Brown County Executive Troy Streckenbach and the new mayor, Green Bay's Eric Genrich, proclaimed today Good Ethics Day. Attending the luncheon, some high school students who participated in that forum, along with some college students from UW Green Bay who developed ethical scenarios and served on the research team. These students are here today because of the generosity of so many of our sponsors. If we could please have the students stand up and give them a nice little round of applause. If you would, please. Please stand up. I think it's wonderful that you folks get exposed to this kind of thing and realize the importance of ethics as you go about your life. Because if you start something like anything else, you start early and practice it, it'll become part of the very fabric of your life. And will rub off on other people and your classmates as well, so keep up the great work. Now I invite Tony Pickler from St. Norbert Abbey to join me on stage here for the invocation. And immediately following the invocation, I know I hear your stomachs growling. That was mine you heard earlier. And please enjoy your lunch and the highlights of this year's Ethics Awards finalists, which will be up on the screen. So if you would please welcome Tony Pickler.
So I want to add my congratulations to all the recipients and to the award winners this morning. And just a really quick shout out to a high school classmate of mine who leads Karma Group and was one of the smart people in our class. That's Steve Meyer. So there you go, Steve. He's the guy with no hair sitting right back there. So let us pause and give thanks to the God who loves us. Gracious God, source of all life and love. During this season of gratitude, we are reminded of the many ways that you have blessed us. We are especially thankful today for the people in this gathering who will be honored for their commitment to ethics. We are thankful, too, for all of those nominated for recognition and for all those gathered in this space today who contribute to their organizations in so many ways. Together, we make this community a better place to live by being in relationship to those on the margins, those who need a stable home, and those who struggle with mental health. We ask you, giver of all good things, to bless this food that we are about to eat. We ask that it strengthen our body, mind, and spirit for the journey ahead as we attend to those in need. And we especially ask you to be with those who do not have enough to eat this day or lack a fruitful and growth-filled conversation as they struggle for basic nourishment. We humbly ask you now to help us to see your presence in this time together, to inspire the conversations we share, and to bless the bread we break and all who have labored to bring it to us. Amen. Bon appetit. Enjoy lunch.